Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into this my weekly review on my account only, of my brokers in my boat, IRA, my treasury, and my Roth IRA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm doing with my money. It's not financial advice. It's what I'm invested in and what I'm hoping to get to $1 million in the future, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to that. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we got $137,171.79. Let's look at for the week. We're down $2,698, 1.93%. I have seen this as high as 140 in midweek, ladies and gentlemen. Then it came down. For the month, we're still up $12,341.84, 9.89%. For the 3 months, we're still down $20,650.15, 13.84. That percentage is coming down. And year to date, ladies and gentlemen, $24,251.19 in the negative. We're down 15.02. It's coming down, ladies and gentlemen. My plan is working what I'm doing with my cash secured puts and my cover calls, ladies and gentlemen. Selling cover calls on the stuff I own, then selling cash secured put. But I can't do cash secured put, so I sell some in my traditional IRA, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's look for the week here, ladies and gentlemen. We're down $440 in the individual. That's 2.212%. We're up $2,485.11 for the month, 13.90%. 3 months, we're down 20.18%, $5,141.93. Year to date, we're down $6,185.21. I do have enough to cover that whenever myself get back up there and do cover calls, ladies and gentlemen, on the funds I want to get rid of and get back into it later, ladies and gentlemen. But it's just right now, I'm only doing one cash secure put on this one. It is with Joby. You know, I still got 101 shares. I did a cover call last week, ladies and gentlemen, at $10. I got the $8.70, ladies and gentlemen. Made $1, I believe, off this cover call. And a lot of people say, well, $1 ain't much. Oh, actually, I made $8 on a $10 cover call. $8 not much. It's something, ladies and gentlemen. Then just letting your money sit there and go down. Look. All made. Now looking for the week. I lost 57 cents on paper. But I made $8 on selling a cover call. What can I do this week? This actually be the first week I made, ladies and gentlemen, since Friday falls on a Friday, 1st of May. For the 2nd of May, I'll be seeing ZZ Top. I go down to $10. $10 is $4, ladies and gentlemen. That's another extra $4. Why I'm doing it $4, ladies and gentlemen? Because I bought this at $9.50 and I want to make a $50 profit. And I'm still making a little profit off of this, ladies and gentlemen, each week, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, slowly but surely. But as soon as the stock market start be doing good, we got big earning week this week, ladies and gentlemen. Got SoFi. We do have SoFi in this account. We just sitting on SoFi in this account, but in the retirement account, it's totally different. But let's look at the broker's account. Let's look at the margin before we move on here, ladies and gentlemen. Are we in margin debt? Yes, we are in margin debt, but our buffer is at 49.09%, ladies and gentlemen. $42. Margin total is $42,190.31. Margin use is $10,103.33. For a grand total, still got left to use is $32.8691. Only way I get called margin call if this drop below $8,048.92, ladies and gentlemen. Could that happen? It could happen, ladies and gentlemen, but it just depends on what it could do, ladies and gentlemen. But it is what it is. That's the way you play margin sometimes. You got to borrow money to make money. That goes to the traditional IRA, ladies and gentlemen. You notice we did pretty good for today on that last Friday. For the week, we're down $1,315.72, 1.48%. For the 3 months, we're up $7,286.41 for 9.08%. 3 months, we're down $13,481.62 for $13.31. And year to date, we're down $15,600 $36.89 for 15.15%. But we only got 141.75 play. That's really not to do much for cash secure puts. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am maxed out on my Resolve. Resolve video will be out on Friday. How I'm doing this, ladies and gentlemen. See how I'm doing it. Get out of debt, ladies and gentlemen. With Resolve, average cost is $3.08, ladies and gentlemen. I got 5,000 shares. That's how many I want to get, ladies and gentlemen, at $13,152.40, ladies and gentlemen. That is cheaper than what I bought my first 2,000 shares with. The first 2,000 shares was bought at $7 a share, ladies and gentlemen. That's $14,000. And I'm below that, and I have more shares, ladies and gentlemen. On Friday, check out that video, how I'm getting myself at that, and how many of these I will use for cover calls, ladies and gentlemen, and how many we will do with that, ladies and gentlemen. But let's look at the cover calls, ladies and gentlemen. $2.50, $3 is nothing. Next week, that could change before Monday, but you know something? I might just sit on this money. It just might sit on the money. If there's no cover calls that pay me pretty decent, because look at the puts. A $3 put. You can get in 35 cents per put, ladies and gentlemen. If I had money, I would have bought another $3 put. But we're not doing that, because we'd be working on my other one, ladies and gentlemen. We are working on RR. RR, we got 528 shares. That's an improvement of 200 shares, ladies and gentlemen, from last week. Average cost $3.62. That means I'm not doing no cover calls till $4. There's nothing at $4. But puts at $2.50, we're at $2.45. Why not do a $3 put and make $50? That means I only need $250 put up there, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the premium I get. That'll knock it down to, but I need $250 compared to $300, ladies and gentlemen. And that's extra $50 of premium. That gives me some more money to buy, ladies and gentlemen. I want to get up to 1,000 shares of this. Then maybe look at something else, ladies and gentlemen. That means I could keep my original 400 shares and sell that at the price rate I have written down. I think it's like $7. Keep 400 shares for $7, 2,800, and use the other 600 shares trading cover calls. When the cover calls get sold, buy the puts, keep the cost average. Don't know when it's going to start running back up, ladies and gentlemen, because let's look at year to date on R&R. Year to date on R&R, the highs have been at 551, ladies and gentlemen. At the year ago, there's the 706 back in October 7, 2025. That's where I bought them 400 shares at, ladies and gentlemen. But it's been going down, had been fluctuating, been having chances to get some of your money back. But we're going to sit back and wait and see what RR do here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what I'm thinking of, how to get some of this money back. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, we're up $2,261.48. But my all-time high is right here, ladies and gentlemen, $146,516. That's where I want to get another $61,000 back in here, ladies and gentlemen. When I get there, who knows, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pin. Just working my strategy slowly but surely. But let's go to the Roth IRA. Look, today look pretty good. Look good Friday. Look at the week. Laying down now, $314.99, 1.07% down. For the month, we're up $2,574.40, 9.65. For the 3 months, ladies and gentlemen, we're down $2,023.02. Year to date, we're down 7,667%, $2,243.27. All time low, we're down $4,343.29, 12.93%. High on this, ladies and gentlemen, is 45,087. I need another 11,000 to get back up there, ladies and gentlemen. And we have got some more Resolve. We got 1,500 shares of Resolve, ladies and gentlemen, at an average cost of $268. We're going to do some cover calls at $3, hopefully. I got to look how many shares I need to keep behind for that $7, ladies and gentlemen. Or I think this is less than $7. I think it was like $5 when I bought this. But it was 500 shares for $5, $5. That's $250. So it's another 1,000. I could do cover calls on, ladies and gentlemen, and I get them cover calls sold. And I can do puts where you can make more money, ladies and gentlemen, and get more shares. I like to get this up another 500 shares before I move on to something else in this portfolio to work on, like BABA. I need to get some more BABA, ladies and gentlemen. But first, 1 share at a time. BABA is down. Actually, my total return is 84.99. But I need look at how many I need to keep. Look at 1 year. It had traded at $9 on October 14th. Can it get back up there? Year to date, the highs have been $6.41. Now we're down $1.90. 33%, 0.91 on average. Now I want to get more big AI before they start to run up. Who knows when they're going to run up? We still got $64, ladies and gentlemen. Can't do no cover calls. But I do have $165 I'm getting ready to put into this account, ladies and gentlemen. We have put in year-to-date $2,960 of that $8,600. Yes, I do put in. That's more than what most people could put in because I'm over the age of 50, ladies and gentlemen. Over age 50, you get $8,600. Under that, you only could put $7,500 in. My IRA match is $88.80. I got another $5,640 to go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm supposed to be getting some IRS money back. When I get some of that back, it will be going into here, ladies and gentlemen, to add to it and help generate more cover and sell more cash secure puts, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way I'm looking at this account, ladies and gentlemen. I also enjoyed this short video. See you on next week, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.